Before we get into today's episode, let me ask you something. Do you know what your current level of English really is? Understanding your level is crucial to tracking your progress and ensuring your hard work is paying off. That's why I've created a quick and easy English level test that you can take right now for free. Find out your level instantly. Just head to thebritishenglishpodcast.com/testme or check the link in the show notes. Hello and welcome to the British English Podcast. Today we have Matthew Calver back on the show, my friend from university that has been with me for over 12 years. We realised last episode. Not with me, we're not together.
You made it sound like we were.
Yeah. We're friends. Always been a platonic relationship. We've been discussing London recently, and I felt like we should go deeper into an experiential experience, which is kind of the same word in a different derivative. Experiential theatre, that's what he went to, in greater detail. So let's do that right now. So you've been living in London for quite a few years, and you went to quite an interesting event that I was very jealous of, and for some reason still haven't done. I've Googled it multiple times, and I've told people, shall we do this? And for some reason, it's ended in a no. But it was like, yes, oh my God, yes. And then let's just go for dinner.
Yeah.
But this thing, what is it?
Well, now you ask me, I'm completely blanking on what it's called. Can you remember what it's called?
So what was the actual experience you went to? What was the story? Was it
so many three intertwining stories, I think.
Okay.
So I can't remember what it was called, but essentially it's a experience that happens in it's hard to explain the theme as well. Let's say
immersive theatre?
It's an immersive theatre experience.
Okay.
It sort of feels like it's maybe a bit, Westworld?
Yes.
You know that show?
So Westworld, for anyone who hasn't seen it, is the idea of robots becoming so human-like that they don't know that they're robots. And it's an island where humans go to interact with the story of these robots that are going through a sort of sequence of events. And the humans can do whatever they want with or to the robots. It's quite dark in some ways. But then the robots start to... I won't.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. And then the robots
take over the world.
For the world, which is pretty much the plot of any robot-based film, isn't it? Like, hey, there's some robots.
Guess what?
They're taking over. Be afraid. That's pretty much the premise for all robot shows.
Yeah.
That's, by the by.
Okay.
This is very like Westworld.
Oh,
Western
okay.
World?
Westworld,
like in the you are interacting with this kind of experience. I think it is also kind of Wild Westy as well.
Yes, it is.
Similar to Westworld.
Have you ever wondered if you're making real progress in your English learning journey? Knowing your level is the key to recognizing your improvements. I have a fantastic tool for you. A free English level test that gives you an instant result. Take a few minutes now to discover your level and continue your learning journey with confidence. Visit thebritishenglishpodcast.com/testme or click the link in the show notes to find out your level of English today.
But obviously, the people aren't robots. They're actors.
Oh, I see, yes.
yeah. You're not interacting with robots because we don't have the technology yet.
But let's just make it quite tangible. So whereabouts in London was it?
Yeah, it was in East London. I want to say like Wapping.
Wapping?
It was in Wapping.
Wapping?
I think it was in Wapping.
Okay.
So in that kind of Docklands area-ish,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
And
so it's in London.
It's in London somewhere.
And it's in a warehouse?
Huge warehouse.
Huge warehouse.
Massive warehouse. Bigger than you think it's going to be.
So think of a warehouse and then 10x.
It's a big boy. It's a big old warehouse. You go in, and of course, it doesn't feel like a warehouse. You don't just sort of step into an empty warehouse. They've built 2 film sets essentially.
Oh wow!
Within this warehouse complex, and you go in, and a story starts without your input. So it just starts like a play starts, and then you kind of just follow along. You can pick different characters. Each character has their own storyline.
And when you say pick, you mean to follow.
Just follow.
So it's in a warehouse and you're following them through different rooms. It's a theatre played through multiple different rooms and levels. And they're all on their own sort of journey as a character.
Yeah, but all of the characters obviously intertwine. So the characters will speak to each other and interact with each other, and things will happen. And you just and you can stop. You can stop following this person. You can just switch to another person and start following them, which
excites me so much. Yeah. I just need to go. I was
good.
very close to going to a sort of Guy Fawkes experience like that. But we ended up going for a beer instead, which is just as interesting.
Yeah, just keep it original.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys listening have experienced this kind of thing, but for me, this is just so novel. This is so exciting, such a sort of unique approach to entertainment. So living in the actor's experience. So how long is it?
Oh, it goes on for a while. I think they do it twice or 3 times. The same thing.
The same thing.
But you obviously follow a different person.
Oh, you get to do the loop again?
You do the loop again. So it's the same thing happens.
Wow.
But you can obviously follow, so you get a different perspective of the story.
Right.
You go to a different area.
So if it was like a theatre and an escape room made a baby, is it a bit like that?
Yeah, and then also it really reminded me of playing a kind of computer game, like an RPG computer game.
Right.
But you're the person.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Everything kind of happens around you for your experience and for your entertainment.
Yeah.
And everyone else is kind of like going through their motions.
Did you ever get tripped out by it and then start touching?
Well, this is the thing. They never break the third wall. So
what's the third wall?
Third wall is where third wall in cinema and TV is where they look into the camera.
Oh, okay.
So typically they never look down the lens, because then essentially you're looking.
It's breaking
the illusion that the cameraman's not there.
Yeah.
So if they look into the camera, you feel like, okay, there's a cameraman there because they're looking at the cameraman. It's called breaking the third wall.
Nice.
And they don't do that pretty much at all. So you can be stood in front of them, like one of the actors, and they'll just kind of like look past you and kind of just continue interacting with their other actor. And it's almost, they're completely like you're not there. And
so you could pretend to be a ghost. This is the closest thing to being a ghost.
Yeah, it's the closest thing to being a ghost. But then sometimes they do. And it is so jarring.
Oh my gosh.
When it happens. So it happened to me once. I was following this character into a bar, and it's really weird because there's obviously really high action bits, and there's some bits and you just follow your character and they'll just sort of be going about their normal day. Like this character was just like cleaning the bar.
Are there many people in the room with you?
So yeah, it depends. So you're going around and like one character will have like 6 people just sort of like, and sometimes running after them because they run and like dart in and out of places and you lose them.
I can't believe how fun this sounds.
Yeah, it's really good. And then some of them, you just like, if you find the characters on their own, you're just following them. You're like, ooh.
Oh, that's so creepy. So you're just watching them maybe wash their dishes.
Yeah. And this is,
this is great.
And I was following this one character, and then she went into the bar and she was just like cleaning the bar. And then she just sort of was cleaning the bar, and then she just looked at me and was like, come with me. And I was like,
what?
Me?
What? She could speak to you?
Yeah. And you kind of look around, are there any other actors? There's no other actors. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. And she took my hand and she took me to a secret room behind the bar.
Oh my gosh.
Sat in this like tiny cupboard behind the bar that had all of these like trinkets like pinned to the wall and maps. And she was talking about this this plot that was happening, and then she fed me a grape. And then she fed me a grape.
What?
And then
That was why she said, come with me.
yeah. And she's like, this will protect you from what's
It
about
sounds
to happen.
quite sexual. Was there a bit of tension?
No, there wasn't.
No, okay.
But Lauren's one was a bit weird.
So you went with your partner and you divided up?
Yes, they advise you to separate. So you have like completely independent
Sexual experiences.
And then I just got let out. And then it's like you don't exist anymore.
Right, so you're out of the set and it's like game over.
And then they just go back to interacting with the world like you're not there.
Oh, wow.
So really interesting. Lauren got taken into...
what was her sexual experience?
sexual experience. But she did get led down on I think like a plinth or a bed.
Oh.
And apparently she said there was like someone hiding in the corner that got closer and closer every time the lights came on. Yeah, it was. She said it was very intense, like very scary.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Some of it is quite thriller-like.
Yeah, it's very thriller.
Right.
Like the end scene, I won't give it away if anyone wants to go and find out what this is actually called and then go and see it.
Yeah.
The end scene, right at the end, where you change worlds a little bit. So you kind of go into a desert world instead.
Oh, very Westworld.
That gets very, very raunchy.
Oh, raunchy.
Very, very raunchy.
As in you're watching people...
It gets raunchy and then very violent.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Not with the raunchiness, like after.
Right.
Yeah,
separated.
Yeah, separated. Yeah.
And that's both. That's all from the actors.
All from the actors.
They're not pulling you and being like punching you.
No, but it's...
I swear you told me about somebody punching somebody. Or maybe Harry did this. I think Harry did one similar and he said somebody punched someone.
Someone got punched.
It wasn't Harry. It was a YouTuber, English like a native, Anna. We did a collaboration with her and she was an actress in this. And a customer took it as reality and thought that they needed to protect them. So they punched one of the actors.
What an idiot.
I mean, really good acting, right?
Yeah. Acting so well, I got punched. How was work? It was great. I acted so well, someone punched me in the face.
Some get BAFTAs, some get Golden Globes, some get a punch in the face.
Yeah, that is dumb though. I mean, that's like you watch those videos of people with those VR headsets like jump into a wall because they just forget that they're in virtual reality. Like you've gone to the theatre, you know these people are actors. Come on.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah.
Any more to add to the experience?
It was just, I would say the set design was incredible. Like the detail and the amount of just tiny little bits that went into making up the world really made it.
Okay.
Because the acting was, of course, phenomenal, but the set, you really felt immersed in it. It was amazing. Someone was doing a very, very good job there.
Nice. I'm just going to read out some Time Out magazine suggestions. Monopoly Life-Sized is one that's currently going on in Tottenham Court Road. The Gunpowder Plot, that's the one that I was mentioning earlier. There's the War of the Worlds, the immersive experience. That's not, is it?
It's not, though.
No. Phantom Peak. That's the other. No, that's the other one that you went to. I think that's the drinking.
Oh yeah. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
So not that one, but still, that's quite a fun thing. Oh my God, Fawlty Towers, the dining experience. That sounds fun.
Wow, that does sound fun.
Priscilla at the Party, Ginger Line, the Grand Expedient, the Great Murder Mystery.
No.
The Murder Express.
No.
The Moonwalkers, that was the thing that you went to recently.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not on anymore. London's, no. Maybe it's not on anymore.
Maybe it's not on anymore.
But still, I mean, like the Gunpowder Plot one, that would be quite fun, I imagine.
Yeah, I think they're all very, very good.
They're all very good, yeah. Harry went to a Romeo and Juliet one and he said that was quite fun as well. So yes, immersive theatre in London is what you want to Google. If you're ever in London, check it out.
Yeah.
As will I.
I would like to go to the Monopoly Life-Size one.
That sounds quite fun, doesn't it?
That does sound fun, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we just Googled what it was. The name of the thing that you went to was...
Burnt City!
Burnt City.
Burnt City.
Yeah.
Burnt
Nice.
City.
As in BURNT.
ATERG.
This guy, honestly. Yeah. So there you go. You can Google that. Burnt City.
Burnt City.
Nice.
Would recommend.
This was just a bite-sized episode, so we'll leave it there. But thank you very much, Matt, for telling us about your experience following somebody who ended up feeding you a grape.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for having me.
Pleasure. All right. Well done, guys, for listening to the end of this. We'll see you next time on the British English Podcast. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We will be leaving the free version of this episode here for today. But if you did want to continue listening to this conversation, then head over to thebritishenglishpodcast.com, where you can sign up to the Premium Podcast or the Academy. The Premium Podcast gives you the ad-free version with transcripts, a full glossary and flashcards, whereas the Academy gives you all of that plus a whole lot more, including vocab video lessons, writing assignments, weekly Zoom classes, and you can also get paired with a new speaking partner of a similar level to yours each month to really get your speaking practice in. But if you were just here for the free version of this episode, then I thank you very much. Congratulations for getting to the end of this part, and I hope to see you back here next week for another episode. I've been your host, Charlie, on the British English Podcast. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Before you go, make sure you know where you stand in your English learning journey. I've created a free English level test that you can take right now to find out your exact level. It's quick, easy, and gives you instant results. Head to thebritishenglishpodcast.com/testme or check the link in the show notes. Because tracking your progress helps you stay on track. We can't use track twice, guys. No, let's do that again. Yep, we don't have time. Oh. All right, we'll just delete this last sentence then.